What's up, y'all? It be your boy Malachi, and today we're going to talk about why therapy is important.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
So, I'm bringing the camera closer to me because I do not feel like going all the way up there to press the pause button. So, on that note, we're going to talk about why therapy is important. To me, I feel like therapy is important, especially when you transition, is because you go through a lot of mental problems and a lot of mental stages when transitioning. A lot of stuff can trigger a lot of mental things that can happen. Like, for instance, if y'all go back and see my actual first video, that's when my panic attack started. Not saying everybody is the same, but a lot of people do experience, more anxiety, more panic attacks, and more things of that nature when they started transitioning. So that was something to keep in mind. I feel like therapy can help you talk about a lot of things that you've been holding in, because that's normally where a lot of anxiety and panic attacks come from a lot of stuff that you hold in. And you might just be super duper nervous and anxious at the fact that you're about to transition and you're worrying about what your family is saying, and you're worrying about this, you're worrying about that, and you're just worrying yourself to death. Stress is the number one cause. Well, I ain't gonna say number one cause of death, but stress is a killer, a bad killer. I don't know how to put it without scaring y'all. Don't stress. Don't stress. So that's just one thing. Do not stress. Stress is not good for you. Why I decided to go to therapy. My main reason of going to therapy, my first main reason of going to therapy, is because I thought you needed that just to get your tea or whatever. So I did that because I thought, like, oh shoot, I'm gonna have to go to therapy to get my tea. But after I started going, I realized, you know what, I got a lot of deep issues that I honestly need to talk about. So that's why I was like, dang, Malachi, dude, you got some issues. Now I go to therapy twice a week sometimes. This week I'm gonna make it 3 times a week. So yeah, issues. But I do encourage you all to seek therapy, whether, if you feel like you don't have a problem or not, if your whole family accept you and stuff. But therapy is good because you never know what can happen, what can change, or what can be triggered. So please go to therapy. A lot of people don't seek out therapy. A lot of people don't have a lot of people just don't have support systems like that. A lot of people don't have people to just lean on. So please go look for a therapist. All you have to do is go to Google, then type in gender therapist near me, or LGBTQ therapist, or somebody in that nature that can relate to you. Because you don't want to go to a therapist that they don't relate to you and they be like, just drawing circles on their little pen pad. How would that make you feel? So you don't want that. And another thing, just make sure you just take care of yourself mentally. Because transition, it can't mess with you, but just make sure you take care of yourself mentally. Your mental health is okay. It have to be okay. Your mental health have to be stable. If not, then you'll just become an unstable person. You are meant to be stable. So please make sure that you are stable. If anybody is causing you trouble, drama, unstabilism, cut them off. That's one thing as a trans person, that's the number one thing you'll learn how to do is cut people off. It's going to hurt, but you'll learn how to do it. Because a lot of us had to cut off family members. A lot of us had to cut off close friends and all of that just because wait a minute. The simple fact that they, just don't respect you, period. It all boils down to a respect thing. Because the thing is, if they was in our shoes doing the same thing that we were doing, they would want the same amount of respect. That's all that is. So make sure that, you try to just take it easy, And that's it. That concludes this message. I went on a long thing. I just want to tell y'all why therapy is important, because you need it. And plus, when you're trying to go have a surgery or anything, they want to make sure that you at least had this amount of time of therapy. So that's why it's important. You have to have a certain amount of time of therapy, because like when I had surgery, as y'all already know, I had to make sure I had to go see a therapist for at least almost a year. Probably was a year into months. So they want to make sure that you're getting that help before you do something like that, because it can cause a lot of problems. Some people have depression, some people have disassociation problems, some people have anxiety when they get the chest cut off. You just have to make sure that you're mentally ready, mentally stable for stuff like that. So that's another reason why it's important, because you have to have your surgeries. And you have to make sure that you're mentally stable before you even start transitioning. because my doctor even told me that once you start transitioning, there's going to be an increase in your anxiety. If you have anxiety, it's going to be an increase in your depression. If you have depression, it's going to be an increase in your panic, and then it's going to increase a lot of things. So just make sure that you feed your mind. Make sure that you work out, eat healthy, especially on this tea, because they have a lot of health benefits. But it's going to be another benefits, pros and cons. It's going to be another video. I think I'm going to make one about that. So I just want to tell y'all about that. I'm going to let y'all go. So Malachi out. Boy.